I was living what I thought was a perfect life. I had a loving girlfriend, Emma, and a best friend, Jake, who had been by my side for years. We shared everything, our dreams, secrets, and fears. Little did I know that the most painful betrayal was just around the corner. One evening, I decided to surprise Emma with a dinner at her favorite restaurant. But as I walked toward her apartment, I saw something that stopped me in my tracks. There, standing by the door, was Jake, my best friend, and Emma laughing. But it wasn't the kind of laughter that I was used to hearing. They were too close, their bodies touching, in a way that made me uncomfortable. My heart dropped as I watched them kiss. I felt my entire world shatter. I stood frozen, unable to comprehend what I had just seen. The person I trusted the most, my best friend, and the woman I thought I was going to spend my life with, they were together behind my back. I confronted them later that night. Emma cried and apologized, saying that she was confused and made a terrible mistake. Jake, on the other hand, acted like nothing had changed, like it was no big deal. I couldn't understand how they could betray me like this. The days that followed were a blur. My mind was a storm of anger, hurt, and disbelief. I cut ties with Jake immediately, unable to look at him the same way again. As for Emma, I gave her a chance to explain herself, but deep down, I knew our relationship would never be the same. Months passed, and I started to heal, though the scars from that betrayal would always remain. But what happened next? That's what truly left me speechless. Jake came to me one day, genuinely remorseful. He had lost everything: his relationship with me, his reputation, and the respect of those around him. But the one thing that broke him completely was what Emma had done after the affair ended. She had used him and moved on to another man, completely discarding him after getting what she wanted. Jake's regret was real. He had been the one who betrayed me, but Emma's actions were a harsh reminder of how quickly people can discard others when they no longer serve their purpose. It was a wake-up call for both of us. We had been blinded by trust and love, only to realize how fragile those things could be. I forgave Jake, but I knew I could never forget what happened. In the end, I learned that sometimes the people you trust the most can hurt you the deepest. But it's how you respond that defines you. I chose to heal, let go, and move on. I never saw it coming. One moment, everything felt perfect. The laughter, the love, the bond I shared with Emma, my girlfriend, and Jake, my best friend. But in a single, cruel instant, my whole world was torn apart. I caught them together, standing too close, whispering, and then kissing. The very people I trusted the most had betrayed me in a way I couldn't even comprehend. I stood frozen in the shadows, watching them, unable to believe my eyes. Jake, the guy who had been my rock through everything, had crossed a line I could never forgive. And Emma, the woman I thought I'd spend my life with, the one I believed had my back, had just shattered my trust. The pain was suffocating, and I could hardly breathe. I wanted to scream, to confront them right then, but all I could do was stand there, feeling a cold wave of disbelief wash over me. Later that night, I demanded the truth. Emma was sorry, saying she'd made a mistake. She begged for forgiveness, but I didn't know if I could ever look at her the same way again. And Jake, he didn't seem sorry. He acted like nothing had changed, like I was overreacting. But deep down, I could feel the shift in everything. Our friendship, our love, and even myself. I ended things with both of them, trying to process what had happened. Days turned into weeks, and though the hurt still lingered, I slowly started to find my footing again. But what came next? That's when things got even more complicated. Jake, the same person who had crushed me, came to me one day, and what he said left me speechless. It wasn't just that he was sorry. It was the shocking truth he shared that made me question everything I thought I knew. Jake sat across from me, his eyes downcast, hands trembling. He wasn't the confident, carefree guy I used to know. Something had changed in him too, and I couldn't tell if it was guilt, regret, or a mix of both. For a moment, neither of us spoke, the silence heavy between us, thick with everything unsaid. He finally broke it, his voice low and shaky. "I messed up, man," he began. "I know what I did was unforgivable, but I thought you should know the truth. About her. About Emma." A loyal husband discovers his wife's hidden financial struggles and the truth behind her request for support. Just as the situation reaches a breaking point, an unexpected visitor reveals secrets that change everything. Now, Adam must navigate betrayal, family, and responsibility, leaving viewers eager to learn what happens next. Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a brand new story to share with you. So let's begin. Imagine building a life together, dreaming of happiness and trust, only to find those dreams shattered by betrayal. This is the story of Adam, a man who believed in loyalty, family, and doing the right thing no matter what. Despite the cracks in his marriage, he remained devoted to his children, his heart unwavering, even when his world turned upside down. His wife, Emma, made a choice that tested their bond, leaving Adam to pick up the pieces. Life had changed, but his commitment to being a good father never wavered. One day, Emma returned, unexpectedly asking for financial support for their kids. Her tone was firm, her request clear, but it was the timing that raised eyebrows. Why now? What was she hoping to gain? Adam faced a crossroads. Would he let bitterness take over, or would his sense of responsibility guide his response? As he stood there, listening carefully to her words, something stirred within him, a resolve no one could have anticipated. What Adam did next was something no one saw coming. It wasn't about revenge or holding grudges. It was about something deeper, a decision rooted in values and the love he carried for his children. His choice not only surprised Emma, but left everyone wondering how far loyalty and forgiveness can go when family is at stake. Stay with us as we uncover the remarkable turn this story takes and the lessons it holds about strength, integrity, and the true meaning of family. Adam stood in silence, his mind racing with a mix of emotions. He had always been a man of quiet strength, someone who believed in fairness and compassion, even when life wasn't kind. But this situation felt different. Emma's sudden return and request for financial support stirred questions he didn't have answers to. Why now, after all this time? What had changed? Their separation had been hard on everyone, especially the kids. Adam had done his best to be both father and mother, keeping routines steady and making sure his children felt loved and secure. Despite everything, they were his world, and that would never change. But Emma's unexpected reappearance complicated things. Her words hinted at struggles she hadn't spoken of, but Adam knew better than to jump to conclusions. Still, a part of him couldn't ignore the past. He had given his all to their marriage, only to be left wondering where he had gone wrong. Yet, standing before Emma now, he saw not the woman who had hurt him, but the mother of his children. And that made things complicated. The tension lingered in the air, thick and unresolved. Adam's heart tugged between old wounds and his unwavering commitment to doing what was right for the kids. As he took a breath, The choice before him felt heavier than ever. One thing was certain. Whatever happened next would change everything. And deep down, Adam knew this moment wasn't just about money. It was about redemption, responsibility, and finding a way forward. Adam's mind raced as he processed Emma's request. Her face, once so familiar, now seemed distant, as if the years had worn down the bond they had shared. She hadn't come to ask for reconciliation, not exactly. It was the kids she was concerned about, or so she claimed. But Adam couldn't shake the feeling that something more was at play. The truth was, their marriage had fallen apart long before Emma left. It wasn't just one mistake or betrayal, it was 1,000 little moments of disconnect. Adam had tried everything to make things work: therapy, communication, compromise. Yet, in the end, Emma had chosen a different path, one that led her away from their family. That hurt, deeply. But the real struggle was the silence that followed. And now, here she was, standing in front of him, asking for help. It was a bitter pill to swallow, but Adam was a father first. His mind kept circling back to the kids. They hadn't seen Emma in months, and they'd asked questions. He'd done his best to reassure them, but no words could replace the absence they felt. Still, Emma's motives felt clouded. Was she truly asking for the children? Or was there more to her story? Adam noticed the subtle signs, the tightness in her voice, the way her hands fidgeted. She was hiding something, and that made him question everything. As he prepared to respond, the weight of the decision pressed down on him. He knew this moment would define not just the future of their relationship, but the lives of his children.